Sucker. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Man, it is an awesome day. Today we're taking on Remington James's Anabolic McFlurry OREO McFlurry. Nevertheless, a classic treat from the Golden Arches that just takes you back to good old childhood days. Yeah, minus the nightmarish image of the big red-headed Ronald McDonald. Honest question, how many of you guys have actually had nightmares of Ronald McDonald as a child? Raise your hand. Cupcake? Yeah, I'd probably do the same. But summer's officially here, and what better way to tackle the heat than with the Anabolic OREO McFlurry. Let's go. All right, guys, first ingredient, we're gonna go ahead and throw in 47 grams of a whey protein powder. You can go ahead and use vanilla. Remington James uses cinnamon swirl. Pick whatever you like. Next up, you've got 5 grams of a low-calorie sweetener. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and use 8 grams of an instant pudding Oreo mix. Next up, we've got 3 grams of a xanthan gum. Boy, we're gonna make this thick. Now for the wet ingredients, we've got 65 grams of an unsweetened almond milk. Next up, we've got a fat-free plain Greek yogurt. Last but not least, we've got 2 cups of ice. All right, guys, now that we've got all the ingredients in, we're gonna throw the cap on and give this a whirl. Ooh-wee! We got something that's smelling mighty good. All right, guys, now we're gonna have to make the Oreo topping. So we're gonna need 40 grams of Oreo O's. Where's the Oreos? You didn't need this, right? Alright guys, so we just put the finishing touches on this Oreo McFlurry, and this is looking super sexy. I mean, look how tasty this looks. I can't wait to dive into this because it smells amazing. Alright guys, you know the rules. Let's go ahead and get started into the 3 categories. Anabolics, taste, and is this gonna satisfy your craving? From a calorie standpoint, I'm gonna go ahead and put the numbers up for the Oreo McFlurry, Remington James's recipe, and then also the original recipe from McDonald's, and let's go ahead and see what the differences are. Now, you can obviously see a pretty large difference in terms of the numbers, in terms of calories, fat, carbs, and protein content. Now, this thing, in terms of anabolics, is stacked. 45 grams of protein in comparison to the 12 grams of protein. That's a pretty steep difference, considering that I've got 1 shake here. For 45 grams is plenty of protein for 1 person, maybe 2 if you want to split it. But I think the important thing to keep in mind is that you can actually make probably 2 or 3 McFlurries out of this recipe. So when you kind of break it down into different servings, the proportions might be a little lower than the 45 grams unless you just ate the entire thing yourself, which, hey, I don't blame you if you did. But the entire recipe is gonna give you 45 grams of protein. So I'm gonna go ahead and rank this as a 9. When it comes to taste, I've gotta put this up against something, right? There's gotta be a point of reference. I haven't had a McFlurry since I was a little kid. So in order to do this right, we're gonna go ahead and taste this against an actual McFlurry. So on the left, we've got the Remington James recipe, and then on the right, we've got the original McFlurry.
You can't touch this.
All right, guys, based off the smell, these things are completely identical. Oh yeah, look at that. That is looking super good. Oh man. I can just take this. I wouldn't even worry about that. All right guys, so here's the Oreo McFlurry from McDonald's. This is insane. This actually blows my mind. Okay, so for taste, I'm going straight beyond 10. So the only flavor that I'm actually getting from the McFlurry is the crushed Oreos. But outside of that, the actual ice cream is pretty plain. This, guys, is a complete banger. The flavor is top notch. Everything just comes through very nicely. Finally, craving. Is this gonna satisfy your craving? I 100% think this is gonna satisfy your craving. I mean, I personally, even if I was presented with these 2 options, having just made this and tried it, 100%, I would go with this one rather than going with this. This just has so much more flavor going into it. I mean, I think the only upside to this is that Ronald McDonald doesn't come with it. So for a craving rating, we're gonna go ahead and give this a 10. This is a complete 10. So the overall score for the anabolics, taste, and craving come out to big fat 9.6. My overall thoughts on this Oreo McFlurry recipe is just spot on. In terms of flavor, taste, just craving overall. The fact that you're using your whey protein in this shake is just gonna hit all sorts of sweetness levels. I'm talking like Super Mario Mega Mushroom status.
Here we go!
Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. Thanks for tuning in for your weekly dose of anabolic goodness. If you made it this far into the video, smash that thumbs up to let me know that you found out exactly what you wanted to hear. But otherwise, appreciate the love and support, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.